Welcome, everybody, back to another night of VCS action here with me, Everyday Caster, and Yulwei. How are we tonight, my friend?
Hello. The last day of week 6, and we have some exciting games coming up. Still, as you can probably tell, well, from just listening to my very strange voice today, a little bit under the weather, but should be better than yesterday. So let's try and do this and have Winnie watch his favorite league.
What, the VCS?
Of course, once again, no. I don't know why he likes the PCS, but apparently he does. So
I don't understand.
Once again, a big thank you to Vinny. If you'll probably not watch this, but I don't care. Thank you for helping me out yesterday, and of course we always love having you here. So
yeah, it's always good to have Vinny. I'm sure we'll have him back in no time. He always helps out, but not today. There's just the two of us, despite Yulwei having a bit of a rough one. So everybody in chat, do give your support to Yulwei, who has a bit of a dead voice at the moment. But speaking of dead things, can VGA win today?
No, they can't. No,
okay.
They can't. So, do we want to wrap it up now? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for tuning in, guys. If you go down below the stream, there are... No, I'm joking, of course. I mean, look, you're right. It is highly unlikely for VGA to even pick up a game. But where do they have matchups that they can win?
So, VGA against Cerberus was the second series of the... for both teams, of course, of the whole season. And at that point, VGX actually surprised us. They looked very strong. We had very strong mid games on either side. The series could have gone either way. In the end, Cerberus won 2-1. But that was the last showing where VGA looked strong, I'd say. Afterwards, 0-2, 0-2, 0-2, 0-2, 4 0-2 series in a row. Of course, they lost their jungler. So it's a while back, but that series was quite a contested one. In terms of player ability, it's definitely PhD. PhD can contest Yado, so the mid laner is the strong point for VGA. Their big problem is they don't have any kind of synergy in their lanes. The bot lane is not winning too often. Mid lane and jungle has no synergy because they have no jungle. Top lane is whoever they decide to field that day. So yeah, it's a little bit of a mess.
Yeah. Do you think they looked any better with Hope?
Honestly, the first 2 games, I was surprised. They looked quite strong against TBL. And then the last game, for some ungodly reason, he decided to pick Fiora for himself.
That was...
But yeah, I think they looked a little bit better, especially come later stages of the games, a little bit more coordination. Of course, Scary still has some problems jungling. But other than the jungle pathing or the intricacies of the jungle role, as a player, he is actually playing a very good game. I think he's hitting his skill shots. He looks decent. He just can't really jungle. So, I mean, that's unfortunate, but...
Yeah, he's got the mechanics down.
He's not a jungler.
Yeah, he's got the mechanics down. I mean, how long does the he's not a jungler excuse hold up? You might want to point your camera down just a little bit. The crop's a bit weird tonight, so we're only getting the top of your head. That's a bit better. We'll fix that in the break, don't worry. It's just adapting after last night where things are a bit different. My power decided to cut out about 25 minutes ago and only came back about 5 minutes ago. Go Vic.
Good timing power. Good timing power.
Yeah, exactly. This means I couldn't do any setup. But regardless, who is your eyes on then? If we're kind of writing VJ off a little bit, which I think is fair enough, who do you want to see from Cerberus really show up and style today in what should be an easy matchup? Who do you want to see really put on a show to give you hope for the rest of Cerberus' split?
So, I mean, it's quite obvious to say jungle, right? Because the enemy team doesn't have a jungler. So, Zuhao should have a very, very easy time at dominating the jungle matchup. And I can see that happening. Cerberus is a very interesting team in that they win consistently against all the teams below them, but lose to all the teams above them. So this series today can't actually tell us a whole lot about them. because I mean everyone expects them to win. So I would like to see a better early game. Cerberus has been very aggressive in the early game, which is very nice to see. Some cool dives. They play a little bit Gum-esque in their approach to bot lane dives. So try to hone that ability a little bit more. Try to get a little bit more stable when it comes to gold leads at 15, and then you can maybe even contest a struggling Flash or a struggling Team Secret. So that's what I want to see.
I definitely think that's the goal here for Cerberus. Coming into the season, we had some high hopes for them, potentially being our third place team, and they sort of
it's still
in the first few weeks. As we go straight into Champ Select here, so we might have to come back at this point. Games want to cover the draft if OBS wants to realize. Come on, OBS. Sorry about this. We're not missing anything, just a couple bans. OBS is not cooperating.
And we have a different setup today for Adonis again. Hope is now playing jungle.
That's not good. Why is... this is a little bit weird. One moment. You'll have to radio cast for just a sec.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Quite broken here.
So we're still in the first ban phase here. You're not actually missing a whole lot. We have Django and Hope this time for Adonis. So Hope will try his hand at the bot lane, mid.
There we go.
Jungle.
There we go.
Where are my words?
We've got the transition now. Sorry about that.
That's nice. And we also have YT starting for Cerberus, which makes a certain person in the Discord very happy. I read something about YT being their favorite player. So YT in. I think it's a good time to bring YT back. He's not the... I mean, LL is pretty firmly the starter now, but experience too. And yeah, blue side for Adonis. On is open, and they are not hovering on. That is a concern already.
Yeah, I don't like to see this Lucian priority above Ornn, and that's locked in.
Yeah.
VGA, your coach is playing for you, but you still can't pick Ornn. Can Cerberus do it?
Yeah, Elise is really the big enigma of this week. It seems like Elise is stomping all the scrims. And you talked about this yesterday very eloquently, where you said Elise is a very strong scrim champ. So the assessment of how strong Elise is goes up if you only play scrims, because players are more comfortable to go for crazy outplays, for crazy early skirmishes, which Elise excels in. So makes a lot of sense. I don't know why Cerberus refused to pick on their side now. So I guess Adonis gets the draft victory because Ornn is locked in.
I'm so confused. Ornn just gets through 3 picks. VGA manages to make up for the mistake of not first picking Ornn and get him on the second rotation. This Callista better be damn well worth it.
Yeah.
Could it be the top lane Callista?
I hope so. I really want to see. I mean, YT came in here, right? Maybe.
Yeah. What? Xin Zhao. All right, matching early game with early game.
I mean, yeah, I guess no mechanics champ. Good for Hope. Makes sense. Please don't go Fiora again.
Fiora jungle, let's go.
So I think with Ornn and the VCS, it's a little bit of a hate-love relationship, where everyone knows he's super strong, but no one wants to actually play him. So the teams are playing chicken with who's playing Ornn. It's like, no, I will not pick Ornn. You can have Ornn, and the other teams. Yeah, I know Ornn is strong, but I actually don't want to play. So you have Ornn. The other team's like, well, I guess if you insist, I'll win the game. I
think we have to get one of those memes where it's like friendship ended with Ornn. Now Elise is my best friend.
Yeah.
Because that seems to be the VCS. They're putting so much priority on Elise. And don't get me wrong, Elise has looked strong. Elise is a strong jungler. Ornn is kind of broken, though.
Yeah. And
now, Cerberus just banned Braum. I guess makes sense. You don't want to play against Lucian Braum. But it means they... it's a weird one.
Yeah, they already picked their Thresh. So.
Yeah. Callista Thresh,
and I honestly think Braum is not a big problem if you play Callista Thresh bot lane. So might be indicative of a top lane Kalista. I won't get my hopes up too much because I don't think it's going to happen, but we can still all
We can cross our
all
fingers
hope for
for
the
sure.
best here.
Because
Yep.
top lane Callista would be very, very fun. Definitely love to cast it. The Irelia being removed. Yardo not going to be able to pick that one this time. See where.
Yep.
So we think Cerberus needs solo lanes. Possible that they pick an ADC though.
Yeah. More flexibility. I like it.
Well, how flexible is it? Because it can't jungle.
Top or mid, I guess.
Oh, okay,
yeah, it
top or
can't
mid,
jungle.
yeah. It can't jungle.
At least it's still top and mid.
Yeah.
So we're looking at 2 out of 3.
Though.
Yeah. And indeed, we're looking at 2 out of 3 top lane AP gems, top side AP gems. So it may be time to spam the emote soon enough. Triple AP top side is looming around Cerberus' comp.
Getting very close, and that is a Varus lock-in, which is, I mean, that doesn't lock the positions really. This could very much be a PHT Varus. Oh, with the Tahm Kench though, it'll almost certainly be a solo lane Lucian, which is good to see. We did say that PHT has probably the best mechanics on the team. Chuck him on Lucian. Seems like a decent bet to me.
Yeah. I'd like to see a full tank on Cerberus now. It's full AD on Adonis' side, so full tank would actually be very strong. And you can free lane against Ornn in the top lane, so you can get to scale. You could
Maokai, Zac.
Maokai. Okay.
Or Tristana.
Still don't know what is where. Okay.
I feel like this is going to be Tristana mid lane.
Yeah. Like this configuration makes the most sense. A lot of Tristana mid lane priority in the last year, and this week especially. She's almost picked ban, which I like, of course, because I love the Tristana mid lane. But it's now Tristana mid lane into Lucian. The AD carries meet each other in another lane, which both are very strong laners. I'd say Tristana is a little bit of a stronger all in, while Lucian overall can trade a little bit more efficiently, especially dash in, get your PTA proc, run away again. So it's an interesting matchup. Yeah. With the cleansed for Lucian, it seems like VGA's PhD is not quite as comfortable, so he doesn't want to go for the kill lane, wants to survive. Yardo's all in.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of makes sense. Then again, if you're going against a Tristana and you're worried about the all-in, I think you either have to have Barrier if you want to go the defensive side, or match Ignite. What does Cleanse really do? It just cleanses the Ignite.
Yeah, that's true. So we got a question, who got the worst draft, which is a question we always talk about anyway, so thank you for that question. It's a very AD heavy comp on the blue side, but no real tank on the red side. I'd say way easier to execute composition on Adonis' side, which makes sense because they need to really find something to work for them. A Cerberus' comp, I'm not too sold on it, I have to say. It has strong laners all around, so you can definitely play win lane, win game with this composition. Elise has some interesting targets to gank. I think mid lane will be hard to gank, so it's more about top and bot lane. And bot lane with Thresh Kalista should be an easy setup as well into Varus Tahm Kench. So they might look at Tahm Kench to kill him. There are definitely a few very good win conditions for Cerberus. I'd say they need to accelerate the game though, and on 2 items, if they are ahead on the game, they should be able to win team fights even against Ornn. So that's their comp. I would still say, for personally, I like VGA's comp more. So to answer the question directly, the worst draft is on Cerberus' side.
Yeah, but I definitely think this is one of those ones where you can't turn the nameplates off when you're looking at drafts. So, oftentimes it's a good exercise to say, ignore who's playing, who got the better draft. If we do that, I agree with you. It's probably VGA. But I think the Cerberus players are so much better than their VGA counterparts that they'll make this work. I can see Yardo getting 1 or 2 kills in lane, then it's a Tristana with 1 or 2 kills. Have fun. YT will
Oh.
probably bully Django. So, ooh,
This
okay,
is
they've gone the
interesting.
swap. I think I like this adaptation. I like this.
Okay, yeah, this is interesting.
Ornn can be lower
Lucian,
eco. Yeah.
yeah, and Ornn also can probably just survive the Tristana. It's very hard for Tristana to kill. Maybe very early on, she has a little bit of kill pressure, especially with Ignite. But in a few levels in, Ornn will build some armor. Of course, Ornn's early laning phase is very safe because you get more items to work with. So it's very hard to burst down Ornn, who has extra HP, extra armor. So Django definitely should lose a few turret plates, but not the worst. On Ornn, he'll scale better. He has cheaper items compared to the Tristanas. Can give up a few turret plates here and there. Not a big problem. Hope is going for the invade in Juha.
Yeah, he absolutely is. Goes straight for the charge here. Elise cannot fight. He follows it through, gets the knock up, the smite from Juhad, gets him a little bit of health back, but there's the poke into the charge, and Hope picking up first blood. The coach is in, and he's won.
Yeah, that is some solo key coming straight into the VCS. He definitely has played this champ, and I think Zuhao is probably a little bit unfamiliar with this matchup. You don't really see Zinzao too often. I think it was the first pick here as well in the VCS.
Yeah, it was.
No pick, nor ban. So yeah, very, very strong early champion. One of the best Hail of Blade users in the game as well. So you get surprised by the amount of damage that he can deal into 3 quick auto attacks. And there we go. First kill over to VGA.
Yeah,
Very straightforward invade. Look at this.
Yeah, nothing Juhao could really do.
Nope.
Maybe flash on the second auto instead, so it's not the instant flash knockup, but hard call. As I said, it is PTA, Hail of Blades, I should say. So
yeah.
Very quickly.
Speaking of Hail of Blades, I'm actually very surprised these lists don't ever go Hail of Blades. Everyone seems to be going, oh, another dive.
Ooh, here comes the dive. They're just poking the tower for now. There they go. Knock up straight onto YT. He primed it on the tower. This is very risky. This is a Silas. Can get a big heal out of the Kingslayer. And in the end, they call it off. Just get some damage onto the tower. Nothing lost.
They denied a lot of CS. Not able to do... Okay, another dive.
Yep, there's Django caught in the cocoon. He's ignited immediately. Yado can't get the 4th hit of his passive. This has gone all wrong. They're not even going to get the kill. YT's here, but it's not going to matter. Juhao is dead. And that came down to Yado didn't auto attack enough times.
Oh man, it's a very, very bad start for Cerberus in this game. Wow, Yado needed one more auto attack, I think, to get the W reset, also to get the E explode. So a little bit of a lapse of judgment for him. He was too scared. Actually got another turret shot in, so he could have definitely survived with one more auto attack. Let's look at this again. Django grows this W, so that's the go button, of course. So Yado...
Juhao should be tanking.
Look at this. Yado actually... Yeah, Yado could have survived another auto attack there. That is very unfortunate.
That was a very badly done dive. The Elise should have been tanking on the start with the easy reset. Let your Tristana actually deal her damage. Not a good start here for Cerberus. Two kills and 1.2k gold down at 5.5 minutes. Not what we expected. And Hope is back in the top lane. The knockup happens, the Lucian damage, and Silas is shot in the head. PHT is 2 on
Cerberus in the early game. What is going on?
Well,
okay, here we go.
Here we are.
I mean, we all hope for VGA to get better and find a configuration, right? They are a little bit too far removed from the playoffs to really fight for playoffs still, but they still play to remain in the league. Of course, a lot of the players play. This is the first team for them. So PHT, Suruki, Vid, of course, played a lot of in a lot of different teams in VCSB, but never in VCSA. This is his first split. PHT as well. So wait, it's actually PHT. Of course, Django is in the mid lane. I'm sorry. Yeah, got confused because of course the other top lane is called CHP, so it's very easy to.
He's vanished. No idea where Chip's gone. and hook onto a minion there from Ron OP, making sure that minion knows its place. This swap, the Ornn going into the mid lane, the Lucian going top, has
Very
worked
smart.
out absolute wonders. Ornn is going pretty much dead even with the Tristana, obviously helped out by a bit of jungle failure by Cerberus, and up in the top lane, Lucian is absolutely destroying. Ooh, Vit taking a lot of damage. Ron OP, they're turning it back onto him, has to flash away from the piercing arrow. There's a lot of Ren.
Artemis is not dealing any damage.
No, there's a lot of Ren stacks, but that's about it.
Oh man, he had like 20 spears in Zin, and Zin didn't care.
2-level lead. Look at this.
Stacks? He's dead.
Okay.
Close.
Vit nearly goes down. Artemis, though, will probably be... No, he would definitely be going down with Zin Zhao here. Ron OP just needs to try and find a way out. And this is the complete collapse of Cerberus.
Yeah.
Cerberus looking like it's 2019.
Cerberus is so lost in this game. 6-0 to VGA. It's a 4k gold lead. It's 8 minutes. And we talked about expectations.
And Yano's just going to die. Oh, no. Lucky that the Ornhorn wasn't redirected.
Yep.
Quite wide enough.
So yeah, we lay out some expectations for Cerberus, and we're like, okay, Cerberus will win the series, but what do they want to accomplish here? Because VGA is probably the worst team in the league, as we get to see this replay. Artemis is a little bit too far forward.
They auto-attacking. Why
the Q missed.
Why was he not auto-attacking the Tahm Kench though?
Yeah, they were very tunnel visioned on the kill on Varus, which would have worked if he hit the Q. So the play there was to wait for the Tahm Kench and then just get the kill.
I don't see, even if you are tunnel vision, the Tahm Kench has devoured the Varus. Like, you're just standing there. Why not just auto attack?
Yeah, I can see the point. I think he didn't want to lose auto attack animation. So if Tahm Kench plays it very, very well, he can actually wait for the auto attack to go off. And of course, Kalista can't cancel the auto attack. So
that's true, yeah.
So I think it was just a measurement to ignore the Tahm Kench and go for the kill on Vit. But of course,
that's a good point. I hadn't really considered that it was Kalista who can't cancel. That's very big brain.
It's what I'm here for sometimes.
Evidently, it's what Artemis is here for as well.
Yeah.
How does Cerberus come back from this top lane? They're going to try and come up and have some pressure. Artemis is getting landed in, but Ron OP might be dead before anything starts. No, gets Fate's called. He's out, but Artemis just explodes, as does Zhu Hao. Yado does have the jump. He gets away, but Zhu Hao is 0-4. YT is 0-2. The only kill is on Artemis.
I love everything we talked about before the game started.
We need to stop talking. I genuinely think we shouldn't do analyst sections anymore. Because we just look like idiots.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So yeah, Zhu Hao is playing against a former pro turned coach who is off-rolling jungle and gets absolutely destroyed in the jungle. Yeah, everyone could have seen that coming.
Yeah,
apologies.
Obviously. We were just joking. Obviously, Hope was going to come in as someone that hasn't played a professional game in 2 years, off-rolling, and crush.
Look at the CS lead in the top lane.
That's
and
disgusting.
The gold lead as well.
That's one of the biggest
CS
leads. That's
lead.
at 10 minutes. Yeah. Like, this Silas doesn't exist.
Yeah, and we've seen PhD play top lane.
PhD is getting caught out here. Flashes. Hook won't land.
Yeah, he's safe. So he played 2 games of Vayne, which went very, very badly. So he's really trying to make the top lane ADCs work. Not sure why he's not just a top laner now. Seems to be his favorite role on the map. Yeah. But yeah, another very good showing for PhD, who is the promising rookie on the side of VGA, of course. Vit is another candidate. But for me, ever since the promotion tournament, I had my eyes glued to PhD because I thought his performance was very strong. So it's good to see him shine once again.
True. Obviously, would be very good for VGA if they could pick up a win here, matching the fact that DBL got a win and keep their hopes of avoiding the relegation tournament alive.
And of course, that's the only one, the only head-to-head they have a chance in.
Yep.
Of course, they still play FTB the second time, so they can get to 1-1 in their head-to-head as well. Those are the two teams they are looking at, because everyone else, I mean, I guess Cerberus, if they win against Cerberus, the head-to-head is 1-1 as well. So I don't suspect that Cerberus will fall down to relegation zone, but you never know.
That would be a QTV style collapse.
Yeah, indeed. In summer split, we had a 4-3 team in the first half that ended up going 0-7 in the second half and heading to relegations where they got relegated. So teams can definitely collapse. Yeah.
But is this the beginning of the VGA rebuild? Because they definitely collapsed. But this game, at the very least, if we want to if we really want to go as far on a conclusion as we can from one game, that they look very good in. Are they back?
It's true. Yeah, I don't think so yet. I need to see more Hope Jungle games. This was a little bit of a cheesy game, or you could say just Zuhar not being familiar with the matchup. He should be aware that he can't survive the invade. So either your teams or your lanes have to cover better for you so you don't get invaded, or you just have to give up the red buff by first sight of the enemy jungler approaching, because you'll lose the red buff anyway. But if you give up first blood too, that's not great. That's exactly what happened. So yeah, I take this game with a grain of salt because of the new position for Hope. But it's a very good sign for them that they can find champs that work for them.
I mean, it wasn't just the jungle, though. The top lane matchup was going really badly even before jungle interference. I looked up there,
It's true.
and it was something like 15-0 CS. Like they wanted to go for a play there, but no one took the lantern.
Oh.
Ron's actually very far forward here. He doesn't have a team particularly close, but it won't go for any cheeky plays.
No. And what also is very promising for VGA is that they don't give up unnecessary deaths. So they got off to a very good lead. Of course, the game has slowed down significantly. That's something that always happens at these times in the games, because it's very hard to accelerate the game from this point. If you get all the outer turrets, it's very hard to push for the other turrets. You're not tanky enough to dive, so you don't want to give up all the shutdowns if you dive. So it's safer for you to not do a lot and wait for the objectives. You kind of need 2.5 items to really be able to dive, to be tanky enough, more levels. So this is the very weird state of the game where the team in the advantage has to be careful, and it's actually easier to play from behind because you don't have to do a whole lot. You just stand there, take farm, wait for the enemy team to make mistakes. So it's very good to see for VGA that they don't really do mistakes so far. No one has been getting caught.
Another saving grace here for Cerberus, of course, is they did manage to get one of the dragons. So that dragon stack is considerably slower. Still, like, obviously not saving them really, but it is something that gives them a chance to bring this one back. Because I do think if VGA fumbles closeout, we do get to a position where Cerberus scales pretty damn well. And
well, do they?
Well, they've got 2 ADCs, and Yado's in a lot of trouble here. He's just going to die. Ooh, wow. No, he
another miss from
Jenga. Okay.
Yep. Doesn't really change the tone of the game, though. They still will get this mid lane turret. Might even be able to push the secondary, because it's 5v3 right now. So
would be able to. It's not even 5v3
no minion
really.
res, though.
The Ornn ult steal hits across a lot of them. Actually knocks up all 4, but there's just no way they can really counter engage it. And someone just needs to spin on that tower. Oh, the huge knockups. And Zhuhao will get that first kill. Fate's Call being used to save the support. Ooh, I don't know if you wanted to go for the knockup there. This could be the throw as Artemis has got one. It's answered back. Diving forward is Yado looking for a reset. He's got it. And suddenly 3 members of VGA are lying dead. They need to be careful. There's potential for a Lucian turn onto Yado but they're not going to go for it. Will the Cocoon land? No. But Cerberus gets
Nope.
a fight that they should never, ever win.
And these teams are clearly listening to our cast. Because 1 minute after I praise VGA for not ending in this very weird void state in the game, guess what they do? They overextend and dive unnecessarily on two little and die. Give up a few shutdowns. Of course, still far, far ahead in terms of gold. So if you don't do this over and over again, you're still in a good position. But of course, it's a little bit of a bad feeling now for VGA.
Let's rewatch
you
this.
lose a little bit of your confidence. So very good
The
engage from
Cylon
YT, of
ult
course.
is huge, but
Yeah.
no, you think it ends, right? You think they're just going to walk up, get one ranged auto attack, but no, Django, he's here and he's ready to win.
But yeah, he was too squishy. No on item yet, so now it's very hard for them to continue the dive. PhD has a lot of range problems, as you can see. He
Hope
didn't
also
really get a
saw
whole lot
blood.
of CS. Yeah. Yeah. PhD, the strongest member of the team, couldn't get any auto attacks in because his front line was not really providing anything for him there. His front line just died. If you look at Django. And then Hope is not tanky enough to really be an efficient front line. So the Lucian had some problems with the team fights, which means they kind of lose the team fight. They still get the 2 turrets though. So now pedal to the metal, 2 more turrets.
Didn't slow them down too much.
Nope.
On the scaling question, even though I don't think it's going to be particularly relevant this game, I don't think Cerberus will get the point. I think their scaling is fine in the late game. Double ADC is just pretty good. So if VGA fumbles for like a really long time, they have a chance. Not a good
Double ADC with no tank is not good though. Of course, the ADC scale as like if you just look at the champs, but the composition.
I don't know if this was worth it. Cerberus somehow managed to get away as the chains of corruption go straight through the uprights.
So yeah, we are very strong late game champs on Cerberus' side, right? We Silas, one of the strongest late game bruisery champs. We have Tristana, a super good late game ADC. Kallista's not the greatest ADC in the late game, but she's fine, I guess. Especially if she's not the primary carry. But they don't have any battle lines to set up. They don't have front line. They can't fight front to back, which is of course what Tristana wants to do. So I don't really see how they can win team fights against an On. On will just stand there. And, yeah. So
speaking of the Silas, when do you think the Flame Horizon will be complete?
It's not too far.
Very close. This is
let's say 23 minutes. 23 minutes.
I think that's a good guess.
I mean, they could also now funnel CS into YT to get him back to an acceptable state, because right now he's so useless. Look at the items.
Yeah, is that the right way to go, or do you just turn him into an alt bot and try and put all the CS into Artemis and Yano?
I think, yeah.
I mean, it's sort of damned if you do, damned if you don't. There's no good option here.
I think you kind of have to give up CS to Silas because he's not very efficient champ on low income. So it doesn't really make sense to have him as an old bot when he just dies afterwards. So I think he needs to get to a stage where he's able to dive the backline, which is of course very unlikely right now. But kind of have to hope for a very late game. Yeah, YT, you don't want to approach this
YT, don't come out of that bush. He's got a team coming. Maybe they'll go for the gate. There is a big shutdown on the Lucian. They're going to pincer him in. YT, I think
they are so scared.
Because I think they're worried, and I think Rondo P is moving across, is that YT can just get blown up.
Yeah, and you can. Oh,
so
there we
they
go.
Going to go for it. Yep, they are. The Fate's Call being used. Can they get the knock-up? No, but it might not matter very much as down he goes. Shut down in Artemis's pocket. They might try and trade it onto Zhu Hao. He's up in the air. He's going to try and walk away. Does he have a flash? He does, but can't use it in time. The TP not doing much of anything.
More action.
Oh, the stream's frozen on my end, but here we go. We're back as Hope is going very, very low. There's 2 Xin Zhao ults running. YT does go down, though. Does not have the damage. Not even close, really. And now 4 members of VGA. There? I don't know. I don't know.
So yeah, another kill over to VGA. Now they're in prime position, of course, to attack this turret, but no minion wave. Oh, Yado, you have to be careful.
Absolutely. Ooh, hopping in. That's very bold, as he does manage to get the proc, so he'll have a jump at the very least. But,
Yeah, I mean, it's still a very VGA favorite game. Cerberus didn't really get any. I guess they got the shutdown on the bot lane, but immediately afterwards, YT gives up another kill in the top lane. So 2 for 1 across the map and another turret. VGA is looking at a first game victory. And look at all the items coming in. They can dive now as well. The On is super tanky. Not the biggest fan of his third itemization choice, but whatever. He's tanky enough. Can go for whatever he wants. And then we also have a little bit of extra tankiness for Hope. Oh, he gets saved.
Spits him back out.
Oh, Sterak's got triggered there. That's a little unfortunate.
It is.
Lost a lot of his tankiness now.
I don't know how much it'll matter. Yado,
that's fair.
Very dangerous positioning here. Does manage to get away. No real chance to get on top of him. But this will be Soul Point being picked up, or advanced 2, I should say.
Yeah.
Third Drake, to put it in easier terms. And
Django is loving those. Yeah, Django is loving those. So On, of course, is already the champ with the biggest multiplier on both resistances. You get 10% just for free on your passive for God knows what reason. They could please just get that passive out of the game. On is strong enough on his own. He doesn't need 10% extra, but he has them. So yeah, right now he's sitting at something like 250 armor, maybe even 300 armor, and 200 MR. So 6% more. It's very nice to have.
Absolutely. This will be almost an unkillable Ornn. We're definitely approaching that sort of territory. And a lot of damage there onto the Xin Zhao. He manages to get away, though. Nothing to finish him off. Can Cerberus find something here? Ron OP has to flash.
Django
but there is some
arrived.
very low health bars for VGA. Can Django hit the snipe? He can. And can't quite get the knock-up on to Artemis. But in the end, it's a 1 for 0. I don't think they can turn it into a Baron because of the health bars, but there's the stolen Ornn, and it does nothing. Probably should have kept that one, YT.
Yeah. So that was 1 for 0 for VGA in the end, even though Cerberus probably had the best terms they could ever hope for a fight. The Ornn was not there. They started off with an HP advantage, and they still lost the fight. So yeah, the hope is really on the side of VGA now, not only in the player. There we go. Oh, that's so close. Wow, that has to be so tilting. Hope gets out again. Ron P needs to flash away, and now On is here. Gets the snipe, as you said. Nicely done. Finally hits an ultimate. Has been struggling with that so far, so this is actually more of CHP's champion. If you think back to the very first series VGA played against DBL, CHP got the very first MVP on, where he looked super strong. So yeah, we expected CHP or Chip, as you like to call him, to be more of the tank player and Django to be more of the carry player. But who knows? Right now, Django is playing the On, and of course, everyone should be able to play On. So,
I mean, we haven't seen Chip in a while. Maybe he's off with Y1. Who knows where they are? First they were in the army, then they were back.
Yeah. Very unfortunate
VGA
situation.
Looking for the Baron. This game's definitely not unfortunate. They're looking pretty happy at the moment.
That
Start
is
up
true.
the Baron, and I don't think this can be contested.
Yeah, double blade with the Rune King. Might even. So pretty quick Baron. It's not Rice or Azir levels quick, but it's going down. It's going down.
Oh, it might not be going down as they're looking for the fight instead. Artifact taking a fair bit of damage from the Ornn ult. Ron OP gets saved. Potentially could have flicked it back to try and stop the charging forward from
PhD in a lot of trouble.
YT doing a lot of damage here. Goes golden. Yado has to run. They can't finish off these health bars. That's a big heal from the Kingslayer. Can YT get anything done? No, he can't. He goes down in the end, and VGA will return to Baron. But they're a little bit beaten and bruised. There's a chance
Yeah.
here for Cerberus to pick off, particularly Hope. Hope has to smite.
Yeah, not sure why Zin and Django just refused to tank for the. There was a lot of miscommunication. Hope immediately calling the Baron, like the coach he is. Like let's quickly turn on Baron. We can do this. And the players were like, no, I want to blacksmith something here. Let's wait a few seconds and Hope, needs to disengage. Unfortunate, a lot of miscommunication. And I mean, we're still looking at an 8k gold lead, which is a lot, but we are also now at 27 minutes, and Cerberus is at 40k gold. So it's getting closer. If you look at the relative, the gold lead, of course, it's probably something like it's 20%, not quite 20%. We definitely were at 30% early on in this game. So relative gold lead is shrinking, but of course scaling advantage and on items are coming in. So
that gold lead's a bit of a lie with the odd items.
Yeah, even with the gold lead diminishing, it doesn't really matter for VGA, because even on even gold, they would be far ahead at this state in the game. So now Soul in 15 seconds. I guess we just watch
how do they
the
ever
victory
get
laps.
through Django?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
he just isn't going to die with a Mountain Soul. I think Cerberus has to contest this. Could be the game-ending team fight. PHT finds YT. That's an easy kill. YT will try and turn it around, but has absolutely no hope. And now Cerberus is faced with, well, I guess we do give up Soul. We wanted to contest, but YT died.
So YT looked for a very deep flank, but it got called out for it by VGA. And yeah, of course, the Lucian can still solo kill him very easily. No, absolutely no chance for YT there on the Silas. He's still far, far behind. Did we hit the Flame Horizon? I'm not sure. But
I imagine so. Might have been too focused on getting kills. Scoreboard come up.
Now look at this. Teleport for the Lucian, the classic. This scary, scary teleport. Okay,
they're going to try and go for the Miracle Baron play, I guess.
Yeah, they need to go for the steal. Don't go for the fight. You can't win the fight.
No, you don't even get close to win the fight.
They showed way too early. They could have just tried to go for the 50-50.
I don't think they could have. They could see the Baron.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
Felt like they needed to, but Rono P now very much caught out. Pops the stone plate. YT stole the Xin Zhao ult, actually blocking a lot of damage with that effect.
Xin Zhao was actually super good for Silas. Yeah. So Silas from ahead could have been a really big problem.
Oh, Yado's got a flank here, and they're going to go for it.
The Tristana flank.
Yado got a flank. Hasn't really worked out. Already had to jump away, and now it's an unkillable Django charging forward. PHT doing so much damage onto Zhu Hao. And their health bars haven't gone down.
Yeah, so Cerberus' team comp is very annoying to play against. VGA is not able to get in. So they don't really have the greatest amount of dive, or chase, I should say. They have a lot of dive, but not a lot of chase ability. Hope can jump once, and then he's kind of useless. Django doesn't really have the biggest amount of mobility either. Xin does not have engage. They would really like to trade Xin for Leona right now, just to be able to lock down some targets. Because every time they try to fight, they win the fight, of course. Cerberus can't do anything, but they can't lock down any kills. So this is also the reason why the game is now at 30 minutes, even though we were at a 5k gold lead at 12 minutes. So yeah,
Rono P does get found, doesn't have a Callista to get him out. PHT can charge forward. This should be an easy gunning down. Lucian feeling pretty good about that one. Cleaned up Thresh. And they're back on the Baron.
Honestly, what I would have liked to see in this game is VGA just committing. Even if the Baron gets stolen, who cares? You don't get outscaled. The Baron steal doesn't really do anything for the enemy team. And you being so hesitant about Baron actually got them way more than if you committed for a Baron at 22 minutes. Chances are like 80% you get the Baron, the game's just over. And the 20% chance they get the Baron, who cares? You just wait for 6 minutes and get another Baron. The composition will not change. Your advantage will not really diminish. So yeah, I would have liked to see a little bit more assertive play around Baron, but now they get it finally, so it should be the end of the game, the final nail in the coffin.
Definitely should be. I just don't think there's a world where Cerberus can get through Django, let alone the rest of the team. Like,
Yeah, they
It's
really
too tanky
can't.
with a Mountain Soul, being a big Ornn. Doesn't take damage.
Yeah, Tristana needs like 3 more items to get through him, and she's very far away from that. So. No, it's not happening. It's really not happening. Once again,
Is this a game where
we
we
need
can?
to call out Hope and Zin, though. No ornaments
Yep,
possible for them.
and speaking of Ornn, YT did have that stolen Ornn ult and hit pretty much nothing. Zhuhao will go down. The real Ornn ult comes in, doesn't do much with the Tristana ult knocking them away. But this is, I think they'll just win the game here.
Yep. Look at the health bars. Django can just tank. Yep, I'm very glad he does.
Not
He
taking
can just
damage.
tank all the turrets.
And Yano dives in, tries to get something done. They do get a hook onto Hope, but he goes golden. Down goes Tristana. Down goes Thresh. That's a double kill for Lucian. Hope will get one for himself as well. And VGA, the underdogs, come out absolutely barking and pick up game one.
They stomped Cerberus from start to finish. And I think the most important change VGA made is actually the support position. Zin revitalized the bot lane. Zin looked super good in the last series they played. We robbed him of his MVP, I think. Official Spring actually the MVP, 3-1 and 14 on the Thresh game. And Zin has improved the bot lane performance a lot. Of course, Hope is now seems to be a starter in whatever position he chooses to start in. So yeah, VGA looks way better, and suddenly Cerberus needs to come back here. It's very important for them to win this game. If not, they fall behind in the playoff race.
Yeah, this is a very big loss if Cerberus does drop another game, but they did only drop one so far. Could definitely take it to 3. Potentially still pick up the win. Now, we do have to pick an MVP here.
Ooh.
Actually, like my gut wants to say, lately meant PHT in the top lane. I got mixed up because he was in the top lane by being a mid laner. That's my gut, but I don't necessarily know if that's really the MVP.
Yeah, for me, it's between him and Hope. And we have to kind of consider what actually. But was he the most important part for their victory? He got the advantage in the top lane on his own, so we have to credit him with that. Yeah, but Hope also completely destroyed very good ganks off in the bot lane and of course the solo first blood, and that kind of started the snowball. So yeah, even though Hope didn't really do anything for the you don't really expect them to do anything. So
are we going to be continuing our jungle madness?
It's
and I mean, you shouldn't actually let the fact that we pick a lot of junglers influence.
I want to give it to PHT, but Hope, yeah, it's between
Hope
the two.
I think we give it. In my gut is give it to PHT and give Hope an honorable mention.
Honestly, if the game ended 5 minutes earlier, Hope would have been the MVP.
We've got to honestly, with how many times we say, "Oh, it's between these two," we've got to start doing Brownlow system. We give 3 points, 2 points, and 1 point.
Oh, that's actually a very good idea. Yeah, we should change to that.
We can do that next split. We can do the Brownlow.
PHT gets the MVP for this game. A big shout out to Hope. Great first performance. I'm super interested to see if he has more than one pick, or if he just plays this in Zhao again, and if he gets another very successful first gank, or you can say invade off. Very cool to see.
Absolutely. But that is it for game one. VGA has come in absolutely storming and picked up their first win here against Cerberus. Will Cerberus be able to bounce back, or will VGA take the upset? Find out soon here on the unofficial VCS English stream. We'll see you guys in just a little bit. Stay tuned.
Thanks for tuning in. Thresh. So Adonis, maybe they don't quite know what to ban away, so they just go for the safe ban. Maybe forcing the Lucian into the bot lane, which, I mean, you should be absolutely fine playing bot lane here. Also one of Artemis's favorite champs, so I expect this Lucian to go bot. Maybe a little bit of a wasted ban, but I guess if they don't have anything else to ban, it's fine for them.
They do look a little bit lost with the second round bans. Aatrox and Varus didn't do anything. Varus was on their team in game one. Aatrox didn't see any presence and hasn't been a super big powerhouse. Obviously, definitely still a good champ, but ooh, okay.
Blob, yes.
The blob is here. Forget what I was saying. This is the best draft ever. We get ourselves some Zac.
Personally, not the biggest fan of his jungle Zac. So Zac, I like him in support position way more. But
I like jungle Zac.
He's very hard to make work in pro play. He's very easy to get very easy invadable. We game where Origin tried Zac against G2, and Jenkins was in his face all the time in the early game. He had no time to pick up any camps, so I kind of expected the same to happen here for Zhu Hao, if he's confident enough. Maybe this is a little bit of a mind game played by Adonis now. You invaded me. Are you confident enough on the same pick to invade me in this game? So it's a fun pick. I'm not sure if it's the best pick.
That's a bit of an old one. Coming back, she's not seen it much play recently, but they did have a little bit of damage mix problem with the Mordekaiser. I can see you shaking your head. The stream can't see it, so you're gonna have to explain yourself.
This Cerberus comp went downhill very quickly. Wow, the second rotation was so bad. They pigeonholed themselves into an early game draft for absolutely no reason into Renekton. Why? Why the Mordekaiser? I am super confused with this draft. They don't have any range. They don't have tankiness. Their engage is not great. They actually have almost no engage. It's pretty much only the supreme display of talent.
Oh,
what is this draft, Cerberus?
Cocoon and Glacial Fissure, let's go.
Yay, Glacial Fissure. The best engage tool in the game. And we go back to PhD Rise, by the way. So most played champ, of course, he went back to that. Makes a lot of sense. Good to see as well. So once again, I heavily favor VGAs. I guess having a coach on stage helps with drafting.
Yeah, they've got two. Like, Ice-T is there. I mean, I thought maybe Ice-T was a bit literal, and there was just a bottle of Ice-T behind them.
That would be great.
But he's apparently a real person, because with the power of two coaches combined, they've forced Cerberus to pick Kiana in the last
The mind control
rotation.
is strong.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Ice-T is probably a shout out to Green Team, legendary support player from the VCS LMS. Formerly of, I think, HQ, right? Yeah, I think so.
We'd have to get Vinny back on to find out any LMS questions, because I don't think I've ever watched an LMS game.
But you watch a lot of Green Tea games at Worlds. He was famous for his play against SKT especially. So I think it's HQ. HQ always won against SKT for absolute reason, and against EDG. So
yeah. But focusing back on this game, if you kind of put your hand up and cover the bottom two picks for both teams, or maybe like the bottom three for Cerberus, looks pretty good. Mordekaiser Elise is a good duo. Probably don't need to see the rest.
I don't hate Kiana. I hate her in this comp.
I hate Kiana.
I think
I'm happy to say I hate Kiana.
Really?
Just as a champion. Just as a champion.
Okay. But you don't, not like you think she's useless.
No. Supreme display of talent is always useful.
Yeah, I think she's actually a very interesting champ, as in she herself is heavily early and mid game focused, but her ult still scales into late game. So especially if you have side lanes that scale, if you play Kiana Gangplank or Kiana and then Hypercarry bot lane, suddenly your team composition still scales, even though Kiana in isolation does not scale as well as the control mage on the other side, but you still have so many pick tools, you have flank potential, and the main damage comes from a different source. So that's when I really like to see Kiana. But in this game, she has illusion, so she doesn't scale too well. So Kiana scaling is almost entirely dependent on the other champs. And in this game, it's a very early game focused draft. I absolutely hate the Mordekaiser pick. I think it's super useless here.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Mordekaiser with an Elise on your team is one of the most classic, your draft doesn't make sense. Because Elise is pretty much all around playing around the top side, setting up pressure, setting up dives, and Mordekaiser is a weak side top laner.
Yeah, also, what is he supposed to accomplish in this team? He doesn't offer engage. He will lose this 1v1 against Renekton quite heavily. What is there to do for him? Like, okay, I guess in isolation he outscales Renekton slightly. It's not even that big of an outscale in my opinion, because Renekton can almost always fight back. And Renekton can be more useful in teamfights even if Mordekaiser never gets any kind of access to the back line. Renekton, as sad as I am to say that, can actually be more useful. So I just don't see any purpose this Mordekaiser fulfills here in this draft. It's very puzzling.
Yep, I completely agree.
Honestly, overall, I'm not the biggest fan of Mordekaiser anymore. I think he has... I don't really see what he's good for. I like him if you really want to play around bot side and you just need a safe top laner and don't really care about your composition.
Yeah, I think he's still good.
I think Mordekaiser makes sense.
I think he's still a good weak side top laner,
but almost exclusively for that role. Honestly, yeah.
He's not as. I mean, this is the story of bruisers in League of Legends, in particular in pro play at least. As soon as their numbers are balanced, suddenly they don't look like very good picks.
Yeah.
And Mordekaiser.
And the problem with Mordekaiser also is, especially against the more mobility ADCs they are creeping back into the meta. Of course, Kalista is the non-plus ultra mobility ADC. He can't even win the 1-1 anymore. So what made Mordekaiser super strong in the early parts of the season, of course, is that he could just easily force the QSS out of any ADC because no one could 1-1 him. Aphelios, if he's in super late game, Aphelios can, but MF will never win against Mordekaiser. Aphelios most of the time doesn't. Senna doesn't. So
Senna all the three, absolutely mullered.
Yeah,
she's still
the three highest priority ADCs just die to Mordekaiser. So even though his engage is not great, you force the enemy ADC to itemize suboptimally. And that's not the case anymore. Kalista doesn't have to worry about Mordekaiser. She can kite him forever and kill him in his death realm. So yeah, I've kind of, even though I like to play Mordekaiser, and I think he's a cool champ, I think in pro play he's a very niche pick now. He shouldn't be picked this often.
Yep, I think him and Set have a similar role in that sense. Bruisers in pro play.
I think Set is still way better, honestly.
Oh, because Set has higher numbers.
Yeah, higher numbers and a little bit more engaged as well. He can come flank, and when Mordekaiser's on the flank, he looks at you menacingly, and you just walk away.
It's very menacing, though. He is pretty spooky. Speaking of spooky, while we do have apparently a bit of a delay, have you seen the Fiddlesticks previews?
It looks so weird. Why?
He's so spooky.
I guess he is, but why does he walk with all of his...
On all
whatever
fours.
It is.
Say all his limbs.
On all fours?
Because I think that's going to be his run animation, like his home guard. How champions have a different animation while they're running really fast. I think that's going to be his one for that. He'll go forward onto all fours, and then I think he'll have
abilities known already.
No,
do we know what he's going to do?
I mean, I think some of them are staying the same. So.
Oh, okay.
The point, like they've confirmed, he will have a point and click fear. They've said that's
fair enough.
And
I hope his E changes. His E is.
Hopefully his passive changes because it's one of the worst passives in the game.
I love the passive though.
I remember I just remember when you used to be when Fiddlesticks was actually meta, you could use it to see if he was coming to gank you because you'd notice, oh, I've got the Fiddlesticks debuff. He's near my lane. Back off.
Oh, but his passive is different now.
It doesn't trigger unless you can see him.
No. I think the
No
passive
way.
now is
Is it not the MR shred anymore?
No, it's not.
Ah, okay.
They changed that. He gets movement speed when he stands still for a while, for 1.5 seconds, which is the channel. So the best use is for the ultimate, of course.
Yeah.
But you also he sees his movement, so he does not move anymore. Every champ moves all the time.
Yeah.
Like there's almost always an animation. Philistix stops moving entirely, and that's
Which
very
is
spooky.
cool.
It's
Which
very
is
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
I still think
So-
one of the best ideas I heard for his rework, this was just a fan idea, I doubt it's actually going to be included, was that his passive should be if you stop in a bush for like 2 or 3 seconds, you actually leave an idling fiddlesticks there that's just frozen in his idle position, so people can walk into a bush, and if people walk into the bush that it's in, they get like a 1 second fear or something, just so there's constant paranoia, because then you can play the mind game of, I'm going to stand in a bush, and then they ward me, I'm just going to keep standing there like it's my passive, and then they come to like clear it out, and then you kill them.
Nice. Yeah,
That'd
but
be
what
really
I
cool.
liked most is that with a new pass, it would be very cool if the health bar vanished as long as you don't move.
Ooh.
So I can actually not spot him. He's just standing there, not moving, and has no health bar. Of course, that's
Just
not the
standing
case.
there,
Sadly,
menacingly.
but... yeah. So Hope actually did something very interesting to come back to this game. He started Raptors and didn't go for his red buff. So
An
very
interesting
interesting
route.
start. And of course, Zach can do this, taking 2 big creeps at once. Immediately hits level 3. Did that on Vision though, so now Elise, yeah. I mean, makes sense. Every camp is cleared on the bot side, so he needs to go back to top side. Elise on the wrong side of the map, so will not be able to invade the enemy red buff, even though she knew what was happening.
He can't contest the scuttles now. Like, at least
I
we'll just
don't
go
think-
topside scuttle.
I don't think you ever play for scuttles on Zach, honestly.
I think you can go for one. Trade scuttles, I think. And here,
yeah,
this is also the
sometimes.
punish, as Cerberus is going to invade and potentially steal away a red buff. And if the timing's bad, kill a Hope.
Yeah, honestly, Hope played to give up his red buff, interestingly enough. He didn't go for the early red buff, so he anticipated the invade for Zuhao. Janko has priority, though, so they could look
get
for a
very
2v2
messy.
fight.
There's a lot of people around this top side.
They actually didn't steal the red buff, so Hope is absolutely playing a 5-head drought in this game. It's insane. He's outplaying Zuhao.
I think Cerberus got greedy there. They saw that he wasn't on the red buff there. It was super obvious he was on the Krugs. Just steal the buff. Okay, yeah, you would have loved First Blood. That was what you wanted, but just take the buff
I absolutely love his adaptation. If he didn't get spotted on the ward on blue buff, this route would have been the best possible he could have done, because the enemy jungler would have expected him to be on maybe still in bot side jungle. Because usually, if you see the enemy jungler start top side, you don't expect him to go bot side too early. If he goes 2 camps and buff into bot side, he would have taken a little bit longer. But of course, Zach, for Zach, the easiest camp to do is the Gromp as well as the blue buff, as we saw. He killed those at the same time. So a very Zach-specific approach to the game, and very efficient one.
Like they
it's actually up in CS over the Elise.
That shouldn't be happening. Juhao is not pathing particularly efficiently. We'll get spotted on a ward, and the B interrupted. Juhao, a little bit of trouble here. Comes down from the repel, but I don't think Zin's going to get in range.
Zin is not in range, yep. Zuhao still is trying to find his footing. Second game on the Elise, first game he was on. So it's an improvement, but he should have more agency in the early game compared to Zach. And so far, Hope is absolutely outpathing him. And of course, Zach outscales Elise. Like, it's one of the hardest outscales in the game, potentially. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Definitely don't want to see this going too late here for Cerberus fans. They definitely don't win the scaling war. In fact,
nope.
Not even really a
Nope.
war. It's only a war.
No, it really isn't. It's a close call between the two games. Which game had scaling advantage? Both times, it's definitely in VGA's favor, so it doesn't really matter. Hope is also having a very good time in the jungle in terms of health, HP bar. So usually on Zac you can get very low, but he's now level 5, so he's super fine in lane, in jungle, of course. And honestly, doesn't have to look for any ganks. Top lane is kind of ungankable, and you don't really need to gank either. He's a level ahead of Zuhao now.
Yeah,
this is a schooling in the jungle. It's the coach showing the player how it's done.
Yeah, evidently he's practiced the more jungle specific stuff of the pathing and that, because last week looked well, not last week, he didn't play jungle last week. Kind of the point. Coming in, we thought maybe his mechanics on jungle specific stuff wouldn't be amazing, but here he is showing us that Zac can apparently outfarm Elise when the Elise just kind of doesn't farm. And Zhuhao hasn't found any ganks. This is already going very badly for Cerberus.
Absolutely. And it's already a big question where he wants to find the gank. Top lane is, I guess it's possible, but it's not easy to execute on. Mid lane, if VHG gets caught.
Oh, nope. Has the Realm Warp. He's outie.
Okay, close call. So mid lane is now, of course, he doesn't have the slash available. But they kind of have to wait for the next Supreme Display of Talent, which will come in soon.
They should get them
once
Dragon,
again goes
though.
for the invade.
They should be able to get Dragon after this deal. VGA.
So everyone is spotted. There are wards everywhere.
Oh, the teleport's coming in. Mordekaiser as well is going to land in the middle of the back line. Vit is already dead. The Let's Bounce has been used. Zhuhao zoned out a little bit, but the team... Oh! Artemis going big, gets the double kill, kills the enemy bot lane. Zhuhao should be going down there. Django gets that one. Hope now flashing over, could get found here. He tries to elastic slingshot back, but it's all gone a bit wrong for VGA. And who are they going to give the blobs to? Ooh, they might just have to give it to whoever they can. LL will get it. Down it goes Ron OP, but they should be able to continue this fight. It's still a 3v2. Artemis is back. Yeah.
That was a very scattered engage for VGA. A little bit unfortunate. They thought the bot lane would be fine. Taking the short road. This isn't over.
PHT a bit caught here. LL getting that mace swinging. But here's Django to do so much damage. And in the end, they get the free kill. Cerberus is getting a little bit... Oh, they could get another one here. Artemis gets flayed. This is going to be another kill. And VGA wins the fight in the long game.
Yeah, bot lane was there twice. So it's because the bot lane died and then came back.
Yep.
Wow. VGA did look a little bit uncoordinated, a little bit scattered there in the engagement. Bot lane got caught on their own turret. I think they played a little bit too aggressively. Thought they would be able to reinforce the top side. That was not the case, but in the end, of course, they still walk away with one extra kill and the dragon. So who cares, really?
Yeah, VGA coming out massively on top.
Yep.
That's a
also, the Dragon Snowball, one of the best ways to win with an inferior draft is, of course, with the Dragon Snowball. That is now prevented as well. So look at this. Hope hits level 6. They think they have the advantage.
Where does Artemis go?
Yeah, Artemis thinks he has to... he goes for the dive, and then, of course, needs to walk out of turret range. So it makes sense. He needs to go away. Now he needs to push on the wave to not get free turret aggro. So it makes sense here. There's a lot of time. Can't enter the fight, and that gives enough time to Django. He's a super scary crocodile on level 6 to clean up 2 kills. Now Artemis is here.
We're back to live, and LL is going down here to Django. Django should be able to find him. Oh, the push away nearly comes in time, but the Culvermeek does chop down the Mordekaiser, and it continues to get worse here for Cerberus. Oh, Django should be going down though.
Yeah.
LL gets this kill. He just doesn't want to give an assist.
Actually, not sure if I like that.
What, rather give it to the Elise?
Yeah, give it to the Elise. Elise will not do anything.
True. I mean,
but yeah, in the end, it won't probably matter too much.
I mean, I think the risk of going to give it to the Elise is that if Zhuhao was smart, you just auto him once. and then the tower gets the kill regardless. LL gets the kill, and then you just get the free assist.
Wait, but Zuha would get the kill.
Not
She's
if
the
you
last one to auto attack.
Oh yeah, I'm a dumbass. Yeah, that's how that works. What the hell did I just say?
I was
Why am
very
I here?
confused. Wait, that's how that works?
No, that's not how that works.
Oh, the pushback actually hit him there. Very good Mordekaiser mechanics. Good to see.
Yeah, he's one.
But it doesn't matter too much. I'm too dumb to do that.
Don't undersell yourself. I'm sure you can figure out how to E in front of you. He went for it twice.
Am I back?
You are back. Hello.
Oh, Discord did something, apparently. Apologies. I think our call was just cancelled by Discord. Discord didn't want to listen to us anymore.
I mean, fair enough. I can't blame them. But Zhu Hao starts up that Rift Herald before clearing the ward. Okay, Zhu Hao. Bit of a weird one, but are they going to commit to it? Yes, they are. There should be the Herald for Cerberus. That's nice. Getting something against the flow. And they are only 400 gold down. By no means
Today's
is
not
this
the best
over.
day for spiders. That's for sure.
It's a bad Elise day.
So
they're going to fight this.
Item. Django is super strong right now.
Yeah, they're going in. The Q from the Zac doesn't quite get anyone to kiss.
He had the ward there, but I don't think... yeah, I think he was CC'd for too long. He could have used the ward to have the player kiss the ward. But
bit of a weird one. They could be looking for the 2v2 here. They know, 3v2 even, as the teleport coming in. Will it arrive in time? With Faithful, Vit gets absolutely
Artemis has no mana.
Yeah, Artemis does have no mana, but he still has auto attacks. Hope arrives with the elastic slingshot. Can't make them kiss because of the stasis, but the Let's Bounce doing a lot. They should be able to disengage now that they see the Kiana. PHT does a lot of damage. The great display of talent is instantly stasis.
And bot lane will get a few plates. So in the end, one kill for Cerberus. They can't utilize their Rift Herald.
Over there. They're going to keep this going. That hits. They should know.
Up again.
And
take the left turn.
Disengage.
Holy.
I think you are a few moments behind us if you want to just reset. But that was...
Yeah, very close engagement. But VGA still gets a little bit out in the bot lane. It's back to very even gold, and they which is Cerberus, still have the Rift Hold. So they should be able to accelerate the game a little bit, get a few more plates. No, it's plates are gone. So I guess not. So actually, a very important fight for VGA. If they had lost this fight more decisively, they would have lost the first turret as well. So even though they give up a kill, it's still net positive for VGA, if you look at the alternatives there.
It is definitely, this is a bit of a weird game here. I think VGA sort of just needs to go into a bit of a holding pattern. They do outscale pretty damn hard, as we were touching on earlier, so they don't need to do anything. Cerberus is failing to make anything happen. Interesting here that... Django's gone. Never mind. We'll come back to it. As Zin hits the hook here onto Zhu Hao, but he takes a lot of damage from the culling, as does Vit. Here comes the teleports, though. I don't know if the boys needed to be called.
And another teleport.
Yeah, it's truly...
Another one. What is going on?
It's an Avengers level threat, as all of them have been called in. Don't know how necessary that was.
Really not necessary. So right now, Cerberus can still easily fight, especially Hope is not tanky enough to really do anything. He's a very squishy blob still, which kind of makes sense. But
he's got passive, though. And the stopwatch. He takes a lot, but deals a lot. Django in the back line is absolutely tearing him up. The crocodile is scary, but he goes down without actually getting any kills. PHT gets killed by Gromp. The 6th player for Cerberus is here.
No. Yeah, Yado won this fight single-handedly.
Yep.
He hit a very, very crucial ult on PHT, so PHT couldn't follow up. And even though Django found the engage on the back line, in the end, he's still only one item or one half item. Crocodile. I really need to reset because I lost the live stream. So you have to fill me in on what is actually happening right
Well,
now.
at the moment, we have just gone to a bit more of a holding pattern after that very well played fight here by Yado. And we do now have Cerberus in a gold lead. It's only 300. Oh, it's just gone up a little bit more as they take a tower to a 1k gold lead. See, if they need to keep this going, though, they cannot take their foot off the accelerator for a moment. The dragons are super delayed. That was the second dragon going down. We've only just gone onto the mountain rift here at 16 minutes. It's getting, despite that fight win, it's still looking a little bit scary for Cerberus, but if they can keep that up, who knows? Maybe they can get over the line. Are you back? We've got this replay. Oh, Yulwei is definitely frozen. See what's happened there. Let's see if we can button, and I'll get him to call me again. Maybe that'll help. But this was just this fight coming in there, and there is that supreme display of talent that was super, super good. PHT cleaning it up, and hopefully we should be getting Yulwei back to help us break it down. PHT went down to the Ignite and the Gromp. Do we have Yulwei?
Yeah, I think so.
Hello.
What's going on? Discord, please. Stop interfering with our stream.
Look, they don't want us. Discord understands that if the VCS gets watched too much, no one will care about the major region. Riot is shutting us down.
Okay. Oh.
It's a conspiracy.
It's probably the PCS guys, right? They are frustrated that we get this many viewers. Thank you all for staying with us. I'm very sorry. Yado. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, Yado with these dance moves.
Yeah, it has those boots laced up tight. We like seeing that. Gets away.
Good to see.
Scores too. But Cerberus can't really do anything with it anywhere else on the map.
So I just want to check in with the jungle matchup once again. 100 CS to 100 CS, very nice numbers. And Zach is still on pace, is still keeping pace with Elise, which is not something you would expect. He's one level behind though, and he needs to farm a little bit more because he's still not tanky enough. Can he smite away this one? Nope. Should be easy. Yep, there we go.
But the tower in the bot lane goes down, and we might need to do a bit of a resync because I think I'm actually a few seconds ahead of you. I can pause at 18:45.
Oh wow, you're at 18:45.
I am now. So
2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there we go.
There we go. We should be back in sync. Sorry, everybody. This is the reality of a bootleg cast. If you want us to have better casting conditions, petition Riot to fly us out to Vietnam and give us a studio. We'll do it in a heartbeat if there's
absolutely
the availability to do so. But speaking of availability to do things, Cerberus has all the impetus to get things going for them.
Yep, they do.
Where is it going to happen?
It's slowly getting scary though, so they need to pick their targets wisely. I think it's pretty easy to kill Django right now, so maybe try to kill him. Hope is not very tanky, doesn't have his passive, so if you can catch him somewhere, he also really needs to farm some levels. He's still level 9. Yeah, Kalista and Thresh are not easy to pick, so yeah, right now we are once again in that state of the game where it's very hard to do proactive moves, so might just go to a little bit of farm fest, which obviously favors VGA. And they can be very content to just farm lanes, bounce them back to the enemy team. They ping pong back to them to pick even more farm. So we're in a little bit of an LCK state right now. Let's see if Cerberus can find anything to break that LCK state.
Maybe, I mean, if it's a true LCK state. Hang on, don't see any Morellonomicons. Damn it, can't just be abusive. There is a Leandris, that's good. We LCK. But yeah, it is to not quite meme quite so hard on what you were saying. It is a lull state here as VGA has absolutely no reason to take a risk. They don't need to take anything. The next dragon, they're actually got mad setup over it. They should take this, even though they really shouldn't. Cerberus, though, I don't think Roto P is very happy about the fact that Artemis didn't come over the wall. Doesn't matter, though, as Artemis manages to shell. Artemis is completely destroyed. Traded their big supreme display of talent, slows the whole fight down. 1-for-1 so far, two very important players for either team. Dragon is started.
Ultimate.
Yep,
you can just ult Hope.
Cerberus needs to find their way in. VGA looks like they back off. I think they can back off this dragon. I don't think it's an important objective.
They wanted really badly.
They do, but I don't know why.
2 tech members.
You can just take the next 3.
It's not worth it. Yeah, I think so too. I don't think it's that.
But I mean, it might work out. There's the Death Realm on. It's not on Hope. It's on PHT. That's risky. Could get 1v1 and doesn't help them secure the dragon. There it is. Why not Death Realm the jungle here, guys? PHT doesn't even die. He wins the 1v1. Roto P in so much trouble. The Realm Warp will make sure that Braum dies. And they get onto Yado. This has all gone wrong for Cerberus. No. And this is I don't think LL's getting out. Artemis is here. Hope, maybe jumped in without fully recognizing the situation as those blobs get cleaned up. But LL, why not ult the jungler?
Yeah, very good question. Absolutely no idea what happened there in terms of decision making. Hope just eat back in and smite away the dragon, of course.
Yep.
Very happy about that. So, yeah, they just handed over the objective to VGA, and the gold lead has closed as well. So it's even harder for Cerberus to do anything. We once again had a team fight that was long enough for Artemis to die and come back into the fight.
Yeah.
So, Artemis is going places this game.
Artemis is definitely the 2-timer at this point. As he's getting 2 chances. He needs to build a GA so he can have 4 Artemises.
Oh yeah.
5.
Oh yeah.
5-minute-long team fights. Let's go. And this is just
44
so silly by LL. Why ult PHT was the worst target there.
Yeah, look at the damage on PHT. Nothing. He didn't get a single tick of damage on PHT in the ult. Wow.
I almost think it was a misclick. I genuinely think he clicked on the wrong person. Because there's no reason to ult Rise there.
Yeah. Rise with his rune setup is absolutely impossible to kill for Mordekaiser.
Oh, we've got to fight back.
We have another fight, of course.
As the Supreme Display of Talent does lock up 2 into the Death Grasp. That's looking good. Hope immediately blows up. There's a Death Realm onto Xin. A little bit better of a choice, but I don't think he's going to have time to do much. Django is in the back line. Yado's down. Zhu Hao very, very low. What are they going to find here? LL did clean up the support, but he'll get taken down now. And VGA winning a fight that they had no right to win. Triple kill for Vit. The boy is here. Yeah. He wants that rookie in the split.
Django is so annoying to deal with for Cerberus because they can kill him, but they kind of need 2 or 3 people to kill him or contain him at least in team fights. And this time, PHT just turned around and helped his top lane friend. So even though they lost their jungler at the beginning and fought 5v4, it was still a 1 fight because Django found the flank, PHT helped them out, and then Vit was tanky enough and hard enough to kill to prolong the team fight and get all the kills. It does look very dire for Cerberus in this game, and of course also in the series. So let's look at this again. Xin, Hope and Xin get caught, and then the teleport kind of deters the re-engage for Hope, but there's a teleport on the backside for Django, and Ronopi and Zhu Hao stay on top of Django. He still gets a lot of damage in, and then PHT turns around the fight with a lot of bursts. So Django, even though he gets focused, 354 heal from the Triumph. Yeah. Another 292. Please nerf Triumph. But yeah, there we go. Triumph coming in very handy.
Triumph is fine.
No, it's not. It's not.
You just don't like watching kills. He says to the guy that opts into casting the VCS. Rono P now very caught out here. Fate's Call used to save a support. Can they find anything on the back up? That's a good hook straight onto that Braum. But Hope is just taking so much damage. He is he's not tanky enough. Zhu Hao goes down immediately. LL does manage to get one back onto PHT in that Death Realm. But in the end,
these teamfights are so funny to watch.
PHT dead. Yado could potentially solo out Django, but without an ult, I don't think he's got much of a chance of that.
No, he doesn't have the damage. Oh, good Q, though. Stopping the re-engage.
That was well done.
But yeah, we always get to see the same kind of team fight. 2 very the points between the two front lines are very far apart, because both of them like to dive into the back line and single out one carry. So every time Django is inside the enemy backline and LL is somewhere in the backline for VGA, so the fights get drawn apart more and more. And somehow LL ends up at the inner turret while the rest of the fight is in the mid lane. So very, very interesting to watch, but VGA is has a big advantage, and it's only going to get better and better for them.
Yeah, absolutely. What has happened to Cerberus?
Yeah, it's a mystery. The VCS and the inconsistency is really a duo we see way too often. Yesterday with TS suddenly completely losing their mind and losing a series they should never lose. Today it might be Cerberus.
Yeah, exactly. And this is unreal, honestly. I kind of wish maybe VGA had a slightly better split, so this had some actual implications on the line. But unfortunately, the difference between 1 and 7 and 2 and 7 is not very big.
Yeah.
Still a bottom feeder.
Yeah,
But
that's true. Has a big implication for Cerberus, though. 4-5. It's not the greatest setup. There are 5 best of 5s remaining, so they can still get to 9 and 5 already, of course. But they need to play all the top teams still. No Gum. They played against Gum already twice. So
here we go. Hope finding the engage here. Good supreme display of talent. They've been good so far, trying to do as much as possible. LL is in the death realm with PHT. He's keeping the Rise out of the fight, I guess. The damage trades are actually pretty damn even. He will pick up Django, and PHT missing a lot of Qs in the backside, so Mordekaiser can get a double kill, and Cerberus is winning a fight that they shouldn't be winning. PHT, you have to hit your Qs.
Wow, everyone went down. It's a 5-0 ace. That is very surprising.
Cerberus is back?
Maybe. Can they get the Baron? They should be able to get the Baron.
Yeah, they should take it quick enough.
So now suddenly the game is way closer again. Also delayed the potential Dragon Snowball for VGA. So now it's a 2-for-2 in Dragons. And Baron will go over to VGA as for some reason my internet is still really not having it today.
It's been a rough day production-wise for us. My power went out. Hopefully it stays on. No promises, but...
So yeah, Cerberus looking to be in the driver's seat again. Can they win this game? They still look at the scaling disadvantage, but of course, VJ needs to execute for that to happen.
Absolutely. Let's look at this. I was very much focused on the Rise play, and I actually want to comment on it again, because this was horrible from PHT. So far, he's dealt no damage. He's in the death realm now. I want to count the missed Qs. Hasn't hit a Q yet. Goes over there. Hits that one. Misses. Hits that one and dies.
Oh, man. That's rough.
He did not play that well.
Yeah. He's also still pretty far away from level 16, which is quite surprising. Artemis is level 15. Yado 15, LL 15, Django 15, but PhD is still 14. So VJ kind of need to funnel a little bit of extra experience into Rise, because of course he will hit a big power spike at level 16. One of the biggest level 16 power spikes in the game still.
Yeah.
So it's a close affair. It's 4K gold now for Cerberus.
How has Cerberus managed to get a lead after they were so far behind in the early? I'm very
that's confused. A good question. Mordekaiser is really wants to tell me to shut up about my champion analysis, because this Mordekaiser is suddenly 7-3.
Yeah,
and carrying this game.
LL is apparently being able to walk at people and clean them up. And that is a path back in. If Mordekaiser can get big enough and PHT can't kill him because he can't hit Qs, then yeah, LL can carry this game. And they've got the Baron, so they're bearing down. They need to get this Rise to level 16. It has to happen. He's 2 levels down. At the moment, every fight is a death realm between Rise and Mordekaiser, and Rise doesn't win that if he's not level 16. Once he's level 16, he wins it.
So, PhD might be getting caught.
He's very far forward. He's all alone. Bold to go for this. The Blade of the Ruined King, but the lantern's there.
And it's continuing.
And
I am from the
PhD
future, and
goes
know
in the
what's
flash,
going to
and
happen.
Lucian is already dead, but they're turning this around. VGA, the Realm Warp's there, but no one's going to be in it. They want to try and find Ron OP. The hook will make sure they get that kill, and more gold in the pockets of VGA, and not sure what happened in the mid lane. I think Minions tower.
Yep, they did. It's not too bad, though. We had 31 minutes, so even if the inhibitor went down, not the biggest loss, honestly. You get more experience, more gold funneled into you. This late into the game, no champion really has that big of a problem to clear out in super minions. When they are still on the chase.
They are absolutely going for this. Zhu Hao just has to keep running. I don't know if they'll be able to catch him. There's the slow, but he can't find anything to actually...
and reinforcements are approaching.
Lock him down too. They're just going to get out. Yeah, Elastic Slingshot out. Take the tower. Overall, you come out ahead in gold overall. Did lose an in-him tower though, so overall Cerberus not particularly upset.
And they didn't get the big shutdowns on Mordekaiser or Kiana. So in the end, they're still 4k gold down, but 2 more minutes board, more time, more experience over to Rise, more gold over to especially Vit. So yeah, if I had to guess who's winning this game, I would still side with VGA. I think they have quite a big advantage in terms of their draft. But of course, they can also lose easily. 3 items now for Rice, so at least he can now survive the Death Realm, even though he's still not level 16.
PHT, I want to see where he is. He better be catching some waves somewhere, getting some XP. Lane.
Yeah, he's catching
it's such a big break point when Rise hits level 16.
Yeah, it is. We're in a little bit of a stalemate. I would like to see VGA give up the Spirit Dragon. Yeah, and they seem to be opting for that. There is no need to contest this one. It's still not the soul, so you still have time. And in 5 minutes, you will be stronger. In 5 minutes, your Rise will definitely have hit level 16, so he will be able to fight. So it's a smart call for VGA. Good to see the VCS team not mindlessly opting into every fight. We are already at 33 kills, so it's not like this game has been devoid of fights. Not even close to that.
No, they've just been devoid of game-ending fights.
Yeah.
Also, just looking at chat, one question that relevant. Why are we not linked on Gamepedia and stuff? We're not official, so it is we don't.
And I think we are.
I think we are on Gamepedia, but we're not everywhere because this is a bootleg cast. It's not. We're not Rising.
Yeah.
So.
If you scroll down, you can see a link to the screen. I think Leaguepedia. Sure. I'm not sure about Gamepedia though. Leaguepedia added it. Yep.
Well, regardless, but yeah, some of the reason we're not linked everywhere is just because we're not official. A bootleg cast, so we can't necessarily. We don't. The last thing we would ever want to do is make people think we're official because we're very fast way to get shut down.
Also, if you're wondering why you can't hear any of the game sounds, sadly we don't have them.
Yeah. We can't hear them
get the feed from the Vietnamese casters, and that would be a little bit annoying to have the Vietnamese caster scream over us. So that's why we opted to go for no sound instead of Vietnamese casting voice. So apologies. But let's get back to the game. It's still a little bit of a stalemate, but level 16 now for PhD, so they are ready to fight.
Absolutely. Baron has respawned. Not easy to fight into Cerberus Baron. And they're just starting it. I don't know if VGA is going to call their bluff here.
Nope.
This is just going to go down.
Finds Yado.
Does find Yado, but they're going to get the Baron. You trade a Kiana for a Baron every day of the week, and with the supreme display of talent hitting 3 people, Zid might go down. Yado's going to survive. This is Cerberus absolutely surging in this fight. PhT and Vit have everything to do. Hope flashing over the wall. A Realm Warp will get 3 of them the hell out of there, but Hope will go down. Baron for Cerberus, and suddenly they are fully in the driving seat.
Yeah. And can they finish the game here? It's 5v3. PhT still has Flash, and Vid is still full life as well with Flash available, so probably not. it's very surprising to see these teamfights play out because VGA seems to be on different pages
The
when
Zach
it
pick's
comes to
just not
approaching the
working.
teamfights. Yep, really not.
Teleport coming in.
So
They want to
Django-
end the game here. Django takes a lot of damage.
the crit.
LL has
PhD.
arrived. PHT, you have to do absolutely everything. Vit, super, super low, does have the GA. Can they chase forward here? Up in the air goes Zhuhao. Doesn't really have anywhere to land. He'll go down for sure, but can they find anything more? I think they have to, really. One kill was not enough.
It's good enough to just stop the end though, and only one Nexus turret went down, so no immediate backdoor opportunity for Cerberus. Ooh, this is getting very, very tense.
Yeah.
Django is now in a state where he's just there to meet shield, pretty much. Not even that big of a meat shield, honestly. Not super tanky. Has not built a single resistance item. I guess you can call QSS a resistance item if you want to. But yeah, Hope is kind of super squishy, and teamfight's just going down over and over again. And what is Hope doing? Hello?
He is potentially dying. He's 4 levels down to LL. They don't want this.
Can PHT
He
turn this
might
one?
work away. I don't know if PHT can. It's a 2v2 though. He does do a lot of damage. A level 16 rise, uses the realm warp, but they follow where he's going to come out. The shield from the Seraphs is good.
Look at the mid lane, look at the mid lane.
Yeah, oh god, look at the mid lane. Yado walking it up, potentially wants to end the game, but 2 of them have gone down. I think PHT can just hold Yado off and then teleport. VGA could turn this on their head.
Yep, this should be an inhibitor for VGA. Dragon is also available after the inhibitor goes down. So
is it
should
only
still be
inhibitor?
In time for Artemis. Yeah, I don't think they can finish here against Baron minions.
Very Baron minions.
Yado's also still lurking around, very strong. So inhibitor on the bot lane, very strong for VGA. Big blunder. Even though I'm going to back down from that statement, it's actually not that big of a mistake, in my opinion.
Yep.
It was a little bit of a bluff from VGA, where they showed their mid laner, and it looked like the mid laner was caught, but then with the TP and the Zhonya is able to delay the fight. They were able to reinforce quicker than Cerberus and got the kills. So very smart play for VGA. A little bit of luck involved as well. I'd say PhD was very close to going down. Didn't even flash away.
Both teams on soul point.
Yeah. And now it's back to only 4K, which is not enough for Cerberus to overcome the disadvantage in terms of just pure team fighting power.
But
Hope is getting tankier.
There's an execution difference now. I think Cerberus at the moment is executing team fights much better.
They are, but VGA should still enter every team fight with like a 10% better chance to execute. So, I mean, Cerberus, if they can prove they are the better team over and over again, they will win this game. But it's they are fighting from a disadvantage.
Artemis has already gone and picked up the elixir. Got that elixir of wrath running. Definitely want to take a fight while that's in, or it's a bit of a wasted 500 gold.
I once again kind of question the Bloodthirster build for Vid. I have to say I'm a big fan of last item IE on Callista. Even though you get the punishment for your crits, you still deal like 200% of your AD, and I don't think a third lifesteal item does a lot for you, especially in this game. He has not been struggling with staying alive. They struggle to kill the enemy team. So yeah, I would like to see a little bit more single target damage for Vid.
Might be worried about getting altered by Maud, even though he's got the scimitar, so I guess that's not.
Yeah, and he has GA as well. He's not going down to Mordekaiser. PhD level 18 and another engage. Yado from the side.
Ooh, there goes Hope, goes in, should be able to hit that let's bounce button, but he gets CC'd up. He's just going to immediately go down. The Zach has not done anything. The Supreme Display of Talent completely misses though. Ron OP is low. Vit and PHT have to do so much. Zin goes down. This is looking good for Cerberus as they're going forward. Django though, no, never mind. It doesn't look good for Cerberus at all. It was all a mirage, an illusion. We've been deceived. As 3 of the Cerberus boys are lying on the ground. Django, my God, mate, calm down. But it gets Vit close enough. And that is going to be the kill. And that's going to be the game. That's going to be the series here for VGA. They get their second of the split.
What a crazy last team fight. It really looked like Cerberus won the team fight when Hope went down. Zin followed very quickly afterwards. But then the sustained damage from Vid, from PhD came in. Django also stayed alive, dealt a lot of damage, deterred a lot of engages. And suddenly, VGA gets their first ever 2-0 in this league. They have never gone 2-0 before. Lost to FTV, won the 2-1 against DBL in the very first series, and now the first 2-0 ever with Hope as their jungler, with Zin as their support. What a crazy, crazy game. Back and forth and back. Absolutely insane.
Absolutely mental. And we were a bit worried that after game 1, since we both predicted a 2-0 for Cerberus, us looking like dickheads, we were worried, we're going to have another 6-game night. No, VGA preventing that one as they close it out 2-0. Looking, I don't know if I'd say they looked good, but they looked
Cerberus looked weak.
Yeah.
They looked way better than before. First game was very convincing. Second game, they won through draft. Execution was still a big problem. I'm not sure where I would rank them now, but it's very good to see them with a little bit more life in them. There's still time to get to playoffs, actually. It's very unlikely. It can happen. It's mathematically possible.
Yeah, it's not likely.
It's very, very unlikely, though. They still have to play a lot of the good teams. In fact, they still have Gum, Flash, and Team Secret for the second round robin. So let's say they'll not get playoffs. But maybe they can catch DBL.
But for Cerberus, though, this really hurts their playoff run.
Absolutely. Now tied with DBL. Last week we looked at Cerberus and DBL and said, okay, Cerberus is for sure getting to playoffs, and DBL is fighting against relegation. And now 1 week later, Cerberus and DBL are tied at 4-5. So
I mean, look, apparently we have some sort of ethereal curse where we're always wrong. So I'm going to try and use it for good. Gum is going to win the split. See if it works. Because apparently the VCS will stop at nothing to make us wrong. So
I think Gum is immune to any curse. Yeah, they overcame the Pelu curse as well. So
they did overcome Pelu curse. But we have to pick an MVP for that last game, and that's tricky.
So it was won through team fights, which means ADC gets put in the spotlight. I'd say it's between Renekton and Kalista.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards the Kalista.
Did Zin do anything special in this game?
Not really. He hit some good hooks, but he wasn't like didn't have the homing missile or anything.
Yeah, I think it has to be Kalista. Very good positioning. Didn't go down and in a lot of the fights.
We'll get that one. Sure.
Yep. Good performance for Django as well. I was quite impressed. Conducted himself in team fights. Always looking for the flank. Always avoiding the straight up 5v5 upfront fight and trying to go for a little bit of chaos, utilizing the extra power of the Renekton. So he really didn't play tank Renekton. Sometimes Renektons try to play like Maokai, and then you're just the worst tank. This time he really went for the bruiser approach, chased down some targets, wreaked a lot of havoc, and caused a lot of problems for the enemy backline. So liked how he played his Renekton, which is something I almost never say.
Someone clip that. I need that just for posterity. He liked a Renekton. Wow. But that is VGA taking a 2-0. That'll be us done for Series 1 here. An upset to be sure. We'll have to see if that trend can continue. When we come back a little bit later for EVOS taking on Gum. I, as always, have been every day. With me has been Yulwei. We hope you guys are enjoying the VCS. We always love to have new people here or just people who return. We appreciate having both of you. If you look down below the stream, there's a few ways to join our community. There's a Twitter account which some people run. There's a Discord server with a bunch of people in it. Heaps of ways to consume more VCS content if you want to know more about the league. There's also a few buttons there you could click to support us. We'd always appreciate it, but don't ever feel pressured to do it. We'll be back in. It'll probably be a bit of a break because it was a 2-0. Probably about half an hour, 45 minutes. We'll find out. There'll be a timer.
Something to eat. Maybe take a look at the to know you can definitely know for sure that VCS is superior, and you can come back to us when we start again in about half an hour.
Yeah.
Thank you for hosting, as always, every day, even though the power went out and you had to make it very quickly today.
But we're all right. Yeah.
Apologies for my voice today. I hope it's better next week again. And of course, apologies as well for the technical difficulties. I have no idea what Discord did to us today. Hopefully,
it's all right.
better for
We
the
got
second
through
series.
it. Don't worry. And yeah, the stream will turn off for a little bit because we just do a little bit of production stuff in the break. But we will be back. Don't worry. And once we're back on, there'll be a timer on screen. So just hit that follow button or even hit the subscribe button, like we're YouTubers. But we'll be back soon, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't go anywhere.